Hi everyone, it's me Lubna. Today is Saturday, August 31st, 2024. This video is dedicated to my beloved, and the topic of this video is going to be about feeling oneself growing up and getting older and more mature. And I'm also going to talk about how I was when I was 18 years old and comparing that to how I am now at the age of 28. So in relation to that topic, I wanted to share another lovely passage from this book, Being Beautiful, which is again a compilation of quotes and passages by various authors brought together by Helen Gordon. And the specific passage or quote that I wanted to share today is by Naomi Wolf. And I'll go ahead and show you the page now. So that is the quote. And this is a lovely illustration of an older woman. And I'm gonna go ahead and read that quote aloud to you now. Here it goes. You could see the signs of female aging as diseased, especially if you had a vested interest in making women too see them your way. Or you could see that if a woman is healthy, she lives to grow old. As she thrives, she reacts and speaks and shows emotion, and grows into her face. Lines trace her thought and radiate from the corners of her eyes after decades of laughter, closing together like fans as she smiles. You could call the lines a network of serious lesions, or you could see that in a precise calligraphy, thought has etched marks of concentration between her brows and drawn across her forehead the horizontal creases of surprise, delight, compassion, and good talk. A lifetime of kissing, of speaking and weeping, shows expressively around a mouth scored like a leaf in motion. The skin loosens on her face and throat, giving her features a setting of sensual dignity. Her features grow stronger as she does. She has looked around in her life and it shows. When gray and white reflect in her hair, you could call it a dirty secret, or you could call it silver or moonlight. Her body fills into itself, taking on gravity like a bather breasting water, growing generous with the rest of her. The darkening under her eyes, the weight of her lids, their minute cross-hatching, reveal that what she has been part of has left in her its complexity and richness. She is darker, stronger, looser, tougher, sexier. The maturing of a woman who has continued to grow is a beautiful thing to behold. So that is the quote again by Naomi Wolf. And the reason I wanted to share this quote today is because lately I've been noticing myself getting older and more mature. And this especially started a couple of weeks ago when I started taking those 2 classes that I have to take at a local community college as some prerequisites that I hadn't taken before for admission to nursing school. And again, those are sociology and nutrition. So as an example, I'll give you, in my sociology class, it's full of 18-year-olds fresh out of high school. And obviously, I'm the only 28-year-old in the class, and I'm the oldest person in the class. And I was thinking about how I felt when I was 18 years old, starting college for the first time. I went to Columbia University in the city of New York, so I had to move across the country from California to New York to go to college. And it was definitely a coming-of-age experience for me. But I just remember that in the first few classes that I had to take as a college student at Columbia, I would always be so shy to raise my hand. I didn't have as much confidence in myself because there were other students there, other 18-year-olds who were also just coming from high school, who I thought were a lot smarter than me and a lot more outspoken and whatnot. But now that I'm taking this community college, or these two community college classes, which are mostly filled with 18-year-olds, I feel like I'm not afraid anymore to raise my hand, because there's this level of maturity that I've gained from an extra decade of life and a whole bunch of schooling since I was 18 years old. And it really made me realize, like, wow, I'm older now, I'm more mature now, I've changed from when I was 18 years old. And I remember previously I used to always be the youngest person in a group, or the youngest person in a class or organization. Like, for example, when I was part of Columbia Toastmasters Club, I remember I was one of the youngest. In fact, I was probably the youngest person there. But now things have shifted and I'm older than everyone else. And if I was to go back to medical school again, I'd probably be one of the older people in the class. And knowing that is very freeing. Like, when you feel like you're older and wiser and more mature, it makes you less afraid, and you're less afraid to make mistakes. And that is something that I noticed within myself as I was taking part in these two community college classes full of 18-year-olds. I just thought, I'm not afraid anymore. And when nobody else was speaking up, when the instructor asked a question to the class, I'd just be like, oh my God, I know the answer, but I didn't want to talk too much, obviously. But it's just like, things are easier for me now that I'm 28 years old as compared to how they were when I was 18 years old. Obviously, some things are more difficult in life and I have more responsibilities and other things to worry about, but the things that I thought mattered so much to me when I was 18 years old don't matter as much to me now. And that is a very freeing thought. And last week, I'll give you another example. As I was leaving my sociology class, I went to the bathroom, and there were two other girls from the sociology class, and they were like 18-year-olds, it seemed, and they went to the bathroom as well at the same time as me. And I overheard their conversation in the bathroom. And they were talking about their mascara, and one of them was asking the other if her mascara looked good enough and how she had tried a new mascara and whatever. And I just remember myself when I was 18 years old, I used to worry about those things too. I used to pay a lot of attention to my appearance and also social dramas, social interactions and relationships between me and my peers. And although now I do always try to take good care of my appearance, those little things don't matter as much anymore. And especially the drama and like making good impressions with like people who don't really have an impact on my life, like peers that I might never see again. It doesn't matter to me as much anymore. And that is also very freeing, just knowing that I have higher priorities than that now. And so in that way, my priorities have changed a lot from when I was 18 to now when I'm 28. And it's very beautiful to realize this, to recognize yourself changing and growing and becoming more mature. And I just wanted to share this experience or this feeling of myself growing up with you, so that maybe you could try to reflect back upon your life and maybe think back to how you were 10 years ago and compare that to how you are now. And obviously we all age, we all physically age, and there's nothing that we can do about that except just take the best care of ourselves that we can. But in what ways have you improved? And in what ways are you grateful for who you are now compared to who you were then? Because I know that I'm very, very grateful for who I am now, and all of the experiences that I've had over the last 10 years are invaluable. And I wouldn't want to go back to being who I was when I was 18 years old. Although I loved myself and I loved being who I was then, but I like myself better now, and I'm very proud of myself being who I am now. So that is just my message for today, just to get you to think about how you've matured yourself and to see the beauty of getting older and getting wiser as the years go by, because we all know that getting older is a blessing. No days in our life are guaranteed, and you never know when it will be over. So every year that you get older is a blessing. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my video today. I hope that I've inspired you, and I want to wish you a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world.